the hidden resurrection, Easter, the lost 13th sign, and the esoteric Last Supper. Easter, as most know it today, is far from its original meaning. Beneath the pastel colors, bunnies, and candy lies a story far older and richer than the New Testament reveals. A story rooted in ancient solar cycles, star alignments, suppressed scriptures, and esoteric knowledge that threatens the very foundation of programmed belief. The pagan roots of Easter. The word Easter itself traces back to Ishtar, the Babylonian goddess of fertility and war. Known in Europe as Ostara, her sacred symbols included the egg and the hare, still celebrated today unknowingly. This festival marked the spring equinox, when light triumphs over darkness and life begins anew. The sun, like the divine sun, rises in strength. In ancient Kemet, Egypt, this time of year honored Osiris, the god who was murdered, dismembered, and then reborn, mirroring the narrative of Jesus, who died and rose again. It's no coincidence. This is the resurrection of the sun as it moves through the Zodiac wheel, awakening life from winter's death. Jesus, Horus, and the copy-paste savior. The story of Jesus closely mirrors the myth of Horus, the falcon-headed Egyptian god. Horus was born on December 25th of a virgin, Isis, had 12 followers, was crucified and resurrected. These parallels exist in many cultures: Mithras of Persia, Krishna of India, Dionysus of Greece, all saviors tied to solar mythology. These are archetypes, not individuals, representations of the soul's journey, death of ego and rebirth in higher consciousness. The cross is not just a Roman execution tool, it's an astrological symbol marking the 4 seasons. King James Bible versus the Torah, Eastern texts. The King James Bible, KJV, was authorized in 1611 during political and religious power shifts in England. It's a translated version of Latin texts that were already removed from the Hebrew originals. The Hebrew Torah and older Aramaic writings are poetic, numeric, and symbolic, filled with codes, like gematria, that the English language can't capture. Words like virgin were mistranslated. The Hebrew word alma means young maiden, not literal virgin. The concept of resurrection in ancient texts often meant spiritual awakening, not physical revival. Isa in India. The Bible tells us almost nothing about Jesus' life between ages 12 and 30, but ancient scrolls in Tibet and India speak of a sage named Isha, a foreign-born mystic who studied with Buddhist monks and Brahmins. According to the Hemis monastery, Isha taught unity, non-violence, and was persecuted by religious elites. Some researchers believe Jesus traveled east, learning spiritual science and meditation before returning to Judea. After the crucifixion, stories say he returned to Kashmir, where a tomb known as Rosabal may be his final resting place. This Jesus, or Yeshua, wasn't a European Messiah, but a mystic traveler and spiritual initiate, embodying the Christ consciousness, available to all, not just worshipped as one. Da Vinci's Last Supper, the Zodiac revealed. Leonardo da Vinci was not just a painter, he was an initiate, a keeper of forbidden knowledge. His painting, The Last Supper, is a coded map of the Zodiac. Jesus is the sun in the center. The 12 disciples around him each represent a zodiac sign, from left to right. Bartholomew, Aries, youthful, bold, James Minor. Taurus, sturdy, grounded, Andrew. Gemini, twin-like posture, curiosity. Judas, Cancer, ruled by the moon, linked to betrayal, emotion. Peter, Leo, dominant, fiery energy. John, or Mary Magdalene, Virgo, nurturing, divine feminine. Jesus, the sun, central figure, source of life. Thomas, Libra, finger pointing upward, balance, judgment. James Major, Scorpio, brooding intensity. Philip, Sagittarius, truth seeker, expansive Matthew. Capricorn, wisdom, responsibility. Thaddeus, Aquarius, water bearer. Ideas, Simon. Pisces, spiritual, ethereal. But there's more. What's missing is Ophiuchus, the 13th sign. Represented by the serpent bearer, Ophiuchus is a sign of healing, transformation, and suppressed wisdom. Though not shown directly, his energy hides in the betrayal of Judas, the misunderstood catalyst for resurrection. Ophiuchus is the forbidden sign, the one the elites removed to maintain control over cosmic time. Its serpent represents Kundalini energy, the hidden power within. Programming through religion. Conquerors have always repurposed spirituality to control the masses. By converting ancient solar myths into literal savior stories, they rewrote the path to enlightenment into a doctrine of obedience and guilt. The true teachings of resurrection, balance, and cosmic law were buried. What we call religion today is often state-sanctioned spirituality, edited, colonized, and stripped of its original purpose, to empower the soul, resurrection,